Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl Butler, and you're listening to the Mighty Mommies Quick and Dirty Tips podcast, which will help make your life as a parent a little bit easier and a lot more fun. Welcome! This is episode number 315, titled, What If Mom Needs a Sick Day?, where I'm going to share 6 tips on how to survive when you're not feeling so hot, but you have no one but the kids in the house to help nurse you back to health. February is here, and so is cold and flu season. You can't go anywhere without hearing someone coughing, sneezing, and blowing their nose. It's one thing when your kids are sick. You rise to the occasion and push everything else aside to make them feel better. But what happens when you're the one fighting off a nasty bug? I recently had a bout with pneumonia, and I had to rely on my experience from raising 8 kids with a traveling husband to get through it. So with that in mind, here are 6 tips for surviving an illness as a parent with no one to help nurse you back to health other than your own kids. Tip number 1. Be prepared and plan ahead. Hopefully, you'll skate right through this year's cold and flu season without even a sniffle. Should that not be the case, take some time now before your first achoo to inventory the supplies that you should have on hand. First, take inventory of your medicine cabinet. Are you stocked up on ibuprofen, cough medicine, Theraflu, my favorite when the flu hits, antacids, and diarrhea medication? Stomach bugs are brutal this time of year. Make a list of anything you might need and stock up while you're still feeling well. And don't forget about the other remedies in your pantry that you reach for when you need some comfort. Stock up on herbal teas, chicken noodle soup, saltine crackers, and popsicles to help kick the sickness. Tip number 2. Freeze meals. Take the time to prepare a few meals ahead of time that you can freeze and have ready to heat and serve. Lasagna, chicken pot pie, meatballs, anything that's easy to prepare and will keep in your freezer for a couple of months. That way, you'll have a meal ready to serve your family when you're down for the count. And if you don't get sick, you'll have a few meals ready to serve after a long day. Tip number 3. Set up camp. When my kids were younger and I wasn't feeling well, I'd set up camp in the family room for the duration of my sickness. When I had toddlers, I'd simply gate off the area so there was no escape route. The big draw here is that kids love to make forts. So let them take all the cushions, except for the ones you're lying on, and create hideaways with blankets and pillows. Oh, they love this. Get it ready as soon as you wake up in the morning. It's well worth the effort once you're in your cozy gated community. Plus, you'll be able to see them, and they can see you. And make sure that ahead of time you grab the TV remotes, diapers and wipes, their favorite DVDs, juice boxes and snacks. Get everything you need beforehand. That way you can hang out from early morning until bedtime. Even though I was feeling rotten, those fort-making days are some of my favorite memories. It was just us, and we got to slow down and break out of our usual busy routines. Tip number 4. Provide entertainment. Make sure you always have a couple of new items set aside to keep your kids entertained when you're not feeling 100%. New coloring books, puzzles, maybe a new DVD. Keep an eye out for fun items that you can put away for a sick day. Anything unexpected that can engage the kids, that can give mom or dad a little more time than usual to rest. In our house, we love audiobooks. If you don't have the energy to read to your little ones, let them listen to an audiobook. This allows them some independence, and it gives you some time to lie quietly for a few minutes. And for the budding artists in your family, keep a roll of banner paper on hand. Hang a few sheets of banner paper on the wall, cozy up on the couch, and watch your kids color on their new canvas. This kept my kids busy for a long time, and they even made me a get well card that was as big as they were. Tip number 5. Have a PJ day. Another way to get some much-needed rest is to have a jammy day. Everyone stays in their pajamas and spends a quiet day together at home. That means no going to the playground, running errands, or having playdates. I like to spread out a big blanket for mealtime and eat PB&J sandwiches and popcorn like it's an outdoor picnic. On PJ days, I can always find ways to get our bedtime routine started an hour or so earlier. Since we're already lounging in our jammies all day, my kids' sense of time gets thrown out the window, and they never give me a hard time about going to bed a little earlier. Tip number 6. Ask for help. If you are really laid up and you can't attend to the kids in any of the ways mentioned above, don't be afraid to ask for help. Text or call a neighbor, a friend, or a family member and tell them that you're not feeling well. Maybe they can even grab a few supplies for you, or even take the kids for a few hours. Any little bit helps. This is when joining a parenting co-op can be a lifesaver. I belong to a parenting co-op, and one of our top priorities is to help out other parents when one of us is sick. Or, if you have some young teens in your neighborhood looking to earn some extra money, there's another way to get some extra hands for a few hours. How do you survive when you need a sick day? Share your thoughts in the comments section at quickanddirtytips.com/mighty-mommy, or post your ideas on the Mighty Mommy Facebook page. And you can also email me at mommy@quickanddirtytips.com. Be sure to sign up for the upcoming Mighty Mommy newsletter, chock full of practical advice to help make your parenting life easier and more enjoyable. Stay healthy, everyone, and thanks for listening.